activity, and you know that after eating we need to have the blood concentrate around the stomach area to help for the digestion, because if not, the food in stomach will remain longer and it will harm our stomach. It will make our stomach distend. So that's why any activity, physical or mentally, will minimize the blood flow to the stomach area. If we have a shower, we have a bath, we do exercise, or we do anything physically, the blood will go to the extremity, externally, so it will minimize the blood go to the stomach. If we smoke, if we reading the book or watching TV or do anything to concentrate, the blood will go to the brain, and again it will minimize the blood flow to the stomach, which will harm the stomach. When we can have a slowly walking gently, okay. We can sit down or lay down on the right side after 10-15 minutes for resting, okay, but not sleeping, because if we eat full stomach, we have a tendency to fall into sleep too early, and when we fall into sleep, our central nervous system shut down and the blood not going to supply for the stomach to work. Yeah. So that's why we can lay down after 10-15 minutes, but it's not sleeping. It's much better after 30 minutes. The same thing when we eat any sweet soup or food, it makes the problem here, because on the whole digestion stay down here, and if we eat any sweet stuff on the top of that, it usually the sweet substance it digests faster, right? Easy to digest, and it turns out to be the sugar, faster and easier for absorption. But now we eat carbohydrate, protein, fatty acid, everything takes longer for digest, and it stay down here. And if we eat the sweet stuff up here, take about 3 hours for the stomach to be empty. This one will be fermented. And when it be fermented, it will up the gas, and the gas will go up the esophagus, and it will damage the valve here, or it will have the reflux. No good. We already talking about not drinking the water in the middle of the meal. Don't drink tea or don't eat fruit with the milk, because if we drink cold water, we already explained about that mechanism. When we drink green tea, black tea, or we eat fruit like apple, like pear, grape, all that it have a tannin or pectin in that, and the same thing, all of that substance, when it meets the protein, vitamin and mineral, it will become clumsy. Will make that become the complicate and sediment substance, and it gets thick along the GI wall. So the only food we can eat at the dessert, that means anything a little bit salty, grape, a little bit a few slices of apple, okay, but it's much better if we have grapefruit, pineapple. This one we already talked about that yesterday. I just want to mention a little bit more on the drinking. Usually during the daytime, eat the zinc, so we need to drink more water at zinc so it can balance itself. At the evening or night time, that is the zinc time. So if we drink too much water, it makes our body become too much yin, and then we have to go to the toilet oftenly. That is no good. And secondly, we know our body temperature is 37 centigrade. If we drink any water at close at our body temperature, it's better. Because if we drink too cold water, our body needs to provide a lot of energy to bring that water temperature up to the normal body temperature. Secondly, if we know the technique of drinking slowly, sip by sip, leave it in our mouth slowly, it has a capacity like the insulation, like the air conditioner system. But if we drink too fast, especially the cold water, it will disturb our homeostasis. Because the body temperature 37 degrees, and now we drink the cold water, it drops our body temperature, and it just go up and down internally, so it will disturb the homeostasis. In the case we want to drink the cold water, we should sip slowly and leave it in our mouth as long as possible. First, for our central nervous system have enough time for the blood on our tongue to send a feedback. So it recognizes that body already see the fluid, and to satisfy the illusion, because we used to think that during the summer hot weather we drink cold water is better. That is a wrong perception, an illusion. So if we drink too fast, our central nervous system doesn't have enough time to recognize. But if we drink slowly, and then our central nervous system will recognize that, and slowly, okay, we can let go, or we can transform, we can change that bad habit. And definitely on the beverage, on the industry, we try to minimize using it. Even though when we see the label say bio, but it's not really bio, because when, for example, they extract the juice out of the fruit, but in order to leave it, to keep it in the storage and to sell it for a few days or a few weeks or a few months, you know, all the vitamin did not survive, did not last for after a few hours. So whatever left over is only a small amount. And also the sugar in there, the carbohydrate in that, it will be fermented. So they need to have a preservative, a lot of different chemicals to protect that. Not talking about, okay, they put more chemical on purpose to make us addicted to that, make it smell better, taste better, and make we get sick. So even though the label say bio, but it's not bio unless we buy it and we choose it and we drink it right away. The other thing, and most of us not really aware about that. For example, we think that we buy the water bottle and we don't know what kind of the water in there. Usually it has two different sources. One is the recycle of the water we use. They filter and they use the chemical or many other ways to sterilize the water. So what we call that the recycled water. The other source that they from the string or from the fall from nature. In case we have the best source from the string with a lot of mineral, but as you know, the plastic bottle in the production process we have to use a lot of gas, no good, the poison gas. But and then from the time they manufacture the bottle and they have the water and the bottle till the time it comes to our hand, how long does that? A few months to about few years, at least 2 years. And then the temperature in the warehouse, the temperature in the truck delivery from one place to the other place, except for during the winter only, other 3 seasons. Even though you see the temperature outside is cool, but the sun going up on a few hours, inside the truck or inside the warehouse, it's really hot. About 50 centigrade of the gas in this plastic bottle will release into the water. And if we're drinking that water on a daily basis, and we get toxin into our bloodstream that we don't know, you see? Or sometimes we had a habit, we had a water bottle keep in our car. Early in the morning when we go to work, the temperature low, we drink it, we see cold. Late in the evening when we went out workplace, we drink it, we see a little bit warm or cold. And we don't know, we not pay attention during the middle of the day, from 10 o'clock to about 3 p.m. the temperature real high, and our car become the burner, right? Become the oven in there, and it heat up the bottled water and on the gas released in there. So be careful. Whoever really want to drink the water like that, we should